What's up, guys? Poledoo here. Welcome back to some more Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Last time we began the time skip, and we came out pretty unscathed. There was some finagling to do, but no one died, and we are through the one fear I had. So we can move on to hopefully a smoother ride, but it's still maddening at the end of the day, so who the hell knows what's gonna happen. But let's get the next chapter started.
Part 2. Silver Snow. Guardian Moon. A king without a kingdom. Having parted ways with Edelgard, former students of the Black Eagle House now work alongside the Knights of Seiros at Garreg Mach. They begin to create a resistance army strong enough to take on her Imperial forces.
Alright, each unit has grown over the past 5 years. Just check their classes and weapons. I don't... weapons?
Thank the goddess. I couldn't bear the thought of letting Gerald down by not finding you.
Oh, before I forget, because I've been forgetting for past, like, 4 episodes, upload schedule for this, gonna be every weekday, so 5 times a week, and then gonna chill on the weekends, because I've been... The Crimson Flower, I tried to, like, cut back, and then the DLC dropped. It's like, okay, we gotta push. Just push forward. But a lot of... The first 2 runs was every single day until they were done. So yeah, that's gonna be the upload schedule for this. Every week. But Cyril, he grew taller. He has a scar, and that is, like, it. We will get to see the Ashen Wolves, which I'll talk about in a bit. But they do have time skip design.
Guess you lucked out. We've been looking everywhere for you, but I see Lady Rhea isn't with you. Damn.
No, but friends.
Everyone was real worried about you, Professor.
Seta told us everything. From here on out, you will have our aid.
I am so grateful that everyone is safe. I am sorry things are moving so rapidly, but there is something we must discuss. Come with me. The time has come to make our true stand against the Empire.
Let's win no matter what.
Our base will be Garreg Mach Monastery. The interior is in less than prime condition, but we should be able to utilize it much the same as we had before.
Surely those Imperial jerks have this place staked out, right? It's a highly strategic location.
It may be an area of importance, but it is far removed from the front lines. Considering the burden of transport, it is possible they are not paying too much attention to it.
Is it far removed from the front lines? I mean, we're kind of in the middle of everything. I mean, I guess if the front lines... I don't know, they're kind of pushing Fargus, kind of like doing a clockwise circle. So I guess, sure.
Nothing escapes the Emperor. There must at least be a spy or 2.
Professor, what do you think?
I have no objections.
I see. Then it must be the right idea.
The town and surrounding hamlets are still present. And though far from abundant, the church still has funds at its disposal.
That's true. Professor, I think we can leave expanding our army to my brother. He was always good at negotiating, and I believe he is best suited to the task.
In that case, I have a request. Please allow my soldiers to join your ranks as well. House Sire already tried taking on the Emperor. As a result, our territory was stolen from us.
I was about to say... I'm really interested, like, what did they do in the 5 years? Did they just awkwardly, like... Because they didn't side with Edelgard. Clearly, she took everything he had, but didn't kill him? Maybe tried... I don't know. A lot of questions with that.
As a consequence, I do not have many soldiers left to speak of, but those I have are yours to command.
I feel like I should tell you that I've been protecting some kids who lost their parents in the war. They're in the town right now, but maybe we can move them to the monastery? I'm sure they'd be happy to chip in however they can.
Yes, I understand. I will make the necessary arrangements.
I nabbed some valuables from my house. father is with the Emperor now, so...
Oh, I love you,
It's
Linhardt.
not much, but it's yours.
He just stole $5 grand from his dad and dipped. I love it.
I don't have a thing to contribute. In fact, I'm still in my same old clothes.
I've been wandering on my own for 5
All
years.
of you are.
I won't go back to that house or my father, that's for sure.
Just been huh?
I understand. Leave it to me. No labor is too great if it means saving Fódlan.
Interesting. So it kind of seems like they've just kind of been kind of in hiding, except for Ferdinand, who is we'll get all the sports done at the end of this episode, because I'm sure we have a bunch. Ingrid's birthday. You can have flowers, I guess. But yeah, it looked like Ferdinand was the only one who had direct contact with the Empire for the last 5 years. Everyone else just kind of tried to leave. Okay. Well, you know what? Unit appearance. We'll go through our Ashen Wolves this one. So, they have time skip designs whenever... I'm going to wait till Byleth loads in, I guess. Can I click on Byleth? Oh, I guess there's no... Oh, okay. I tried so hard to avoid them. And if it weren't for Twitter, good old Twitter that loves showing you, hey, these people like this, so you should see it too. They didn't retweet them. It was never like someone I follow that retweeted it. So little by little, I ended up seeing every single one. Not in great detail, because I saw it, it's like, oh great, and I left the page. So I do know pretty much what they all look like, and fucking bless Happy. I liked Happy to begin with, but this hair, and just the green and black, gold highlights, yes, good shit. We haven't even looked at like what any of their, like what is her custom like colors in like the green maid outfit. I think that's the only one that changes depending on the character, right? I don't know, war. Yeah. There is one, however, I'm probably going to immediately switch back. But for a while, like I saw Happy first, and then I saw Balthus. And then I saw Yuri and Constance as fan art, so I wasn't sure if it was like a headcanon, oh, it's just them if they grew their hair out or whatever. Because I've seen people do that with like Hilda with her hair down, for example, or Marianne with her hair down. Constance, she's in the sun. Ooh, I actually, again, haven't seen super detail. I just know like their face, the portrait. Okay. That looks really strange on the model in the back, not gonna lie. The hair just kind of like perfectly in a row like that. But the red and black, I like it. I like it. Her color palette just in general has been fantastic. What was it? Servant's attire? What color? Okay, same like red, pink, blue. Alright. Not a fan. Go back to this. We're gonna do both as last. Yuri. So Yuri, oh, your get up though. With the cape and I don't know what these pauldron flap things are, but those are cool. Okay. But he doesn't look a whole lot different. So him, for sure, it was just like, is this just a style choice for the artist, drawing him with slightly longer hair or whatever? No, okay. And then, no, class, attire. Oh wait, no, servant's attire. Is it a purple suit? Oh, there's like that light gray, purple in it. Okay. And finally, the only one, I don't know, again, I've only seen really his face. I'm just... just disappointed. His outfit, his armor isn't awful. But man, dude, is his hair just homeless. Like, I do not like it at all. Surface attire, what color do you get? Oh, brown, unfortunate. So we are gonna go back to Academy. Much better. But there we go, and then I think the only other, change, of course, to all the units that we're using is Cyril. I mean, we've seen him already, but he's the only one out of the knights that gets a change. But okay, first of the month, it's time to explore. How many supports are sitting here? Oh, okay, well, we might have quite the popcorn session at the end of this, huh? Also, I'm curious, other than, yeah, we have the Hilda Cyril, which if you didn't know, I did know this prior to last episode, but in Silver Snow, if you recruit Hilda, because she comes in at the final month, her paralogue with Cyril is available until, I think, chapter 18 is the 5th month, and suggests level 23. I don't know when we'll get that done. I don't know what our average levels are. We might be able to do it. I think I want to wait until Cyril gets actually established before doing that. Speaking of, I don't think there's anything for me to, like, buy for them either. Yeah, let's just get it going. And now that we are in the time skip, we will go around and talk to everyone. See, because every path has had different dialogue in here. So might as well.
At last, I return to my domain. My lonely paradise. My realm of exquisite solitude. Huh? Professor? Is that you? You didn't hear that just now, did you? Oh, forget you heard anything!
Hey, Professor. I know that we didn't plan to stop at the monastery, but I'm glad we did. I'm happy to be here with everyone again. What good does grimness do us? Let's try to enjoy our time together while we can.
La 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 la. Professor! Oh my, it's so good to see you. These days, so many old friends seem to be disappearing. But you're here. It's incredible to see you again after 5 years. I have a feeling your name will go down in history.
I'd given up on ever seeing you again. Where have you been hiding? Anyway, now that we're reunited in the land of the living, I must fulfill my promise. The promise I made to the captain, to keep you safe. I can't believe you've forgotten. How cold.
There's unrest everywhere these days. All of my fellow merchants seem to be endangered. I hope things go back to normal soon. People need more to smile about, aside from my great deals.
Professor, I have a proposal. Why not go beyond the Knights of Seiros? Instead, uniting with allies from all across Fódlan to fight for our cause. Looking back, it would have been best to ally with the Kingdom and join forces against the Empire. But now the Kingdom is not exactly, well...
I'm more of a mercenary than a knight these days. I work to get paid. I never was too attached to Fódlan. I was considering leaving soon, but I might change my mind if you're around. In Lady Rhea's absence, I will follow you. That's what she would want me to do. Know that wherever you might lead us, I'll continue searching for Lady Rhea. Good, because I will not budge on that point. Welcome back, Professor.
I come from the Empire, but I have no intention of ever returning. This war the Emperor instigated has caused nothing but trouble and pain. I want this war to end. And that's why I'm here, fighting with you.
During his search for her grace, the Archbishop, Seteth has visited churches all across the land. It served to demonstrate to the devout across Fódlan that the Church of Seiros is still going strong. As a result, the faithful are not currently in a state of chaos.
Professor, I am so glad you are unharmed. No matter the path you walk, I will be with you every step of the way. Anything you ask of me, I shall see it through. You saved my life, and I am in your debt.
Hey, Professor! You won't believe what happened. I figured I couldn't go back to the Empire after Garreg Mach fell, so I started drifting across the kingdom in Alliance. Then, I just happened to run into our old class, so we came back to the monastery together.
Edelgard is controlling the Empire. She is putting the pressure on the kingdom in Alliance. Empire and religion are at open war. It will be difficult for us at first, but corrupt nobles are many. That means the common people will rebel and be joining our side. With you, Professor, the battle tides will turn. I have certainty.
The town I'd been living in came under attack by the Empire's army. My parents were both caught up in the fighting and killed. I've got no home to go back to anymore. So I guess I may as well stay here.
It seems that in the last 5 years, the monks here have left this place for the town below. However, once they learn of our return, perhaps they'll come back. I hope the monastery can return to normal someday.
The promise was made 5 years ago. But I must say I'm rather impressed by how many of us managed to make it. Personally, I only showed up because I hope to see you again, Professor. I've been with my family in the Empire until recently. I admit to feeling a little guilty betraying Her Majesty, but only a little. Now that we're all together again, I suppose the fighting will begin soon.
I've grown weary and impatient. These past 5 years, my hands have been bound. But now, I can finally take action with a clear goal. I'm grateful to you and to everyone. Nonsense. Your presence steeled everyone's resolve.
I don't know anything about rebuilding, but I can sure do my best to clean up the mess. I'm gonna keep Lady Rhea's room spotless, so she can use it right away whenever she gets back. You gotta find her, Professor. You just gotta.
I have lost my dominion. My nobility may seem like nothing more than a title, but I will never lose my noble heart. I will stop Edelgard, even if it costs me my life. I have turned my blade against her now. I cannot go back on that decision. Professor, do you think I chose the wrong path? You are right.
Thankfully, it appears the records and equipment I need for my research have not been damaged. I am most curious, though. You say you were asleep for 5 whole years. Incredible. Perhaps this is another effect of your crest. I do look forward to investigating you in greater detail. I'll have to be content with observing you wherever you go then. I cannot waste any opportunity.
My Professor, you haven't changed a bit. At your age, I'd expect your whole demeanor to have changed greatly over 5 years. Though, I suppose I haven't changed either, right? Thank you for noticing, by the way. Ah, just the two of us, forever young. Oh, let me have my fun.
With the return of its knights, Garreg Mach is finally coming back to life. The Church of Seiros will follow you from now on, but please do not abandon the search for Lady Rhea. Thank you. I know the battles ahead will be dire, but we will support you with all our strength.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. You know, it's such a thrill to be able to greet you like this again. I almost died as well in the battle 5 years ago, but I won't allow any enemies to get into this place again. I promise you that. Even if the Death Knight shows up, I'll be sure to... Well, for now I'll keep training, so I can eventually feel confident that I can stop him.
A lot of folks cleared out once the fighting started. People are saying it was the church that used to keep order around here. But it's Yuri who's saving us from complete chaos.
Oh, you have the look of someone relieved to see me. Before you ask, yes, my superior spellcraft is yours. It's your reward for waiting so patiently for me. I'm sure that you need me, and that is enough. I recommend that you accept my generous offer. But my assistance has a price. I expect you to aid me in fulfilling my dream of restoring House Nouvelle.
Well, hello. It's been a while, hasn't it? Are you really so surprised to see me here? I flew here just as soon as I heard you were alive. I care more than you may realize. Who are you now? I will admit, hearing that does make my heart flutter a bit. So long as our efforts are aligned, I'll happily work alongside you.
You're back
finally! I've been waiting for so long. I thought you might have died. But I didn't have anywhere else to go, so I stayed here. I'll think about forgiving you. I've been kinda lonely. As you might have noticed, we've lost a few people down here.
These past 5 years have been so chaotic, even the bounty hunters backed off. I kinda miss the chase. I don't have family ties worth fighting for, so these muscles are up for grabs. Use me as you see fit, pal. You're a smart one. Just point me at a problem and I'll smash it up for you. If you're worried my skills have dulled from disuse, think again. I've been fighting thieves to stay sharp.
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. It's you. You're still alive. It's been 5 whole years, hasn't it? Time flies when you're standing guard. That's right, I've been here the whole time. Day in and day out. Not like I have anywhere else to be. Looks like the Knights of Seros have returned. I wonder if Mr. Backup is back too.
Look at us, sitting down and enjoying a meal together. Just like the good old days, eh, Baldy?
That's right. Brings me back to the days when you, Holst, and I were inseparable.
There's no one I'd rather eat with than the Professor and Alois.
Hear, hear. This old chair keeps creaking. I fear it's on its last legs. Ha!
I'm finally grasping this.
There is room to enrich myself further. Intuition's all I need, but this'll help too.
I finally mastered it.
Amazing what a little bloodshed can do.
Rhea. Just let me at him.
I have mastered this ability.
That'll do. For now.
I really get it now.
Ugh, that's an embarrassment. That's life.
Well, I certainly can't complain.
Strength is all for a mercenary.
A hard life sharpens the senses.
I really get it now.
Amazing what a little bloodshed can do.
Get. This still isn't good enough.
This... My age is catching up to me.
Strength and beauty. What a pair.
Keep your expectations in check.
I have mastered this ability.
I'll grow as strong as I can.
I really get it now.
Ha ha! What a pleasure!
Now is the time to master this.
There must be more to this.
I think I'm improving.
I'd never have learned this back in my room. I'm a quick study.
It seems my proficiency has improved.
Looks like I'm getting it.
So it is Happy's birthday. She likes cinnamon blend, Dagda fruit, 4 spice. I got Dagda fruit.
Thanks for the invite. Just as a heads up, I don't know the first thing about tea.
Hey, yo, same.
Wow, that smells good. Did you pick this out just for me?
So during the prep streams, we had Happy's birthday and we had a tea party there and it was great. And now, in the time skip already, we already got
Thanks.
tea party birthday. You can get a better look at her design. I love it. It's so good.
Tastes pretty strong.
Let's see. Monastery security. Nope. Perfect recipes. Nope, guessing someone's age.
Yep.
If she does not have a whole, like, her interested topics list is very, very small.
What?
Gifts you like to receive. Yes?
I could go for a snack.
Same. I mean, look on the table, girl. Come on. Relaxing at the sauna. No. Heart racing memories. Yes.
Yep. Did you know people can sigh simply because they're happy? Not much risk of me doing that.
She likes nod and chat for that one. Gifts. What is she? I'll figure that. I mean, I have so many owl feathers. Just
For me? I'm not gonna lie. This is pretty great. What?
take another
For
one.
me?
Just get our motivation to full. And observe. Let's see some dialogue here.
Oh, hot. Nice. What do you think? I could go for a snack. What do you think?
All right, let's see here.
What? Do I have bedhead?
Oh, did you pick up? Oh,
I know. I'm buff as heck. What of it?
it's this line is more fitting when she still has her midriff. Anything else here?
What? Do I have bed?
Oh, all right. Well, there we
That
go.
was way more fun than I expected. Let's head to you again soon. Next time, more snacks.
I love Happy so much. Okay, so I still do have another free day, but I want to get these supports going, so I'm probably going to do the last day on my own, but you can see kind of what we're doing. I'm trying to get Seteth kind of as well, because we don't really have much room. Seteth, but mostly Zero in gear. So I got a lot mastered with him. We still need, you know, the levels and stuff, but he is getting places. I'm probably gonna have to feed him a bunch of stat boosters, honestly, too, because the stats he came in with were not the best. And then Seteth, now that we're past chapter 13, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with him. I think maybe we'll like swap Aloise and Seteth a little bit. So Aloise is gonna be a flyer on the Wyvern path, at least for now. He might change that, I don't know. I think he should end up pretty well as a flyer. Seteth, I know there's been a lot of hero suggestions, and I've wanted to mess with the hero. So I think we're gonna make Seteth a hero, but I want to shop around a bit because heroes come in with Vantage innately. So I figured, what button did I press? There we go. I figured we might as well try and make as much use of that Vantage as possible. Maybe get some sort of Defiant Vantage set, kind of like Flame. But as a hero, we don't have to spend an extra slot on Vantage. So, I don't know, we could go Defiant Crit, which is Wyvern Lord Mastery, which I think has been I think you can buy that. If not, I guess that's fine. 4 levels, he should be able to try and unlock it himself, and then we'll run through that. Defiant Strength. I've never used any of the other Defiants, other than Defiant Crit and Defiant Avoid. Defiant Strength, comes from Mastering Hero. So we could do something like that. Though I suppose Defiant Strength versus, like, Wrath? But that needs A and Axes to get Warrior, and he has B and Axes. But I do think Hero, I think we're gonna mess with Hero. I do actually have it unlocked. He already passed it. What is the, let's see, certifications. Set yeah, we got hero. I just didn't switch to it yet, but this is what he looks like. He gets a really red cape, which was a little strange to me, but this is him. This is, I think, what we're gonna end with. And yeah, get sword fair advantage. We'll see how that turns out. I think it should work pretty well. Yeah. Oh, and the other thing, Yuri hitting 30. He has now gotten everything. It took such a long time. Mastering so many things on our way. But he is now Mortal Savant. His end spot here. Looking real nice. I love how he looks as a Mortal Savant. He does lose a little bit of speed compared to, like, Trickster. But, like, he has 34 speed anyway. Oh, no. But yes, it is support time, and I don't know if we're getting through all the supports. I kind of had a glance through all of them. We have a lot, like a lot. So, I think we'll at least try to get a chunk of them. I was thinking maybe all of the Ashen Wolves. A lot of the A supports and stuff are out. Yuri alone is gonna take forever. Let's just maybe top down, and we'll get somewhere. Let's just get it going, get the popcorn ready, and let's get some Byleth supports.
Looks like I've got them all.
Am I interrupted?
Nah, just wrapped up what I was doing. Need something, friend?
Is that what you just wrapped up?
Oh, you mean this? I use it to write down the names of everyone I've lost over the years. We lost a lot of lives back in the war. Some of them were only with me a little while. Some of them were family to me.
Why do you write their names?
Somewhere along the way, I figured I should record the names of those I've lost. The ones I failed to protect. There's nothing we can do for the dead. Not in this world. Not really, anyway. And it's not like we know what happens after. So writing their names down here, that's all just for me. For the one who's still around. After all, they deserve to be remembered. Even if they're not here to see it. We all shared the same dream. They lost their lives to build that dream. And as their leader, it's on me to remember them. However I can.
That's a heartfelt gesture.
Oh, you think so, do you? And here I thought I was just the heartless villain in your eyes. Well, anyway, make of my notebook what you will. It doesn't matter much to me. If you go before I do, I'll make sure to add you in here as well.
Intending on putting my name in your book? See, it's not as though I'm one of your people.
You may not be one of my people per se. At this point, I do have to admit that I can count on you. I kinda get the sense that if I hang around you, that dream I've been grasping for will become all the more real. So, do me a favor and don't go dying on me, okay?
Same to you.
It'd take a lot to get rid of me. I was born under a particularly lucky star. Cat got your tongue? Looks like you want to say something but don't know how.
So much talking names, and yet I don't know yours.
That again? You don't give up easy, do you? All right, I'll toss you a bone. My name's not actually my name, but it's the one I'm enrolled with here at the Academy. The one I've hung on to as the adoptee of House Row. Come to think of it, the last I heard someone use my real name was a very long time ago. From my mom. Who knows? Maybe someday I'll tell you. Perhaps if you decide to pursue that dream alongside me, you'll find out.
Oh, the tease! God damn it. Alright. We got the A with Balthus.
I see. By any means necessary, then. Before the war's end. I'm covered, but just to be safe, I need you to check on my mother and Kupala. Still following me, huh? We have got to work on those manners, pal. Unless you really meant that bit about protecting me.
I was gonna say, yeah, Kupala's a name I haven't heard before.
That's where my mom was born and raised. I pay a spy money I don't have to keep an eye on the place. Whether I'm above the dirt or below it. It's up to me to make sure my stepmother can't get to my mom.
Did your stepmother really harm her?
No doubt about it. She's been honing her crazy plans lately. All because I've taken to fighting at your side. She thinks I'm making a name for myself before my glorious return to House Albrecht. Being delusional is her sport. There's little advantage to her going after my mom, but she's unpredictable. Gotta stay vigilant.
What's your mother like?
Guess I haven't talked about her. After her and my pop split, she returned home. Where she's from, it's kind of an odd place. You know the folks who live in the mountains of the Alliance? Guessing that's a no. Few do. Imagine a place with no influence to speak of. Nestled in the mountains on the Almyran border. That's Kupala.
People live there?
Well, they're not mountain goats. It's not like they never interact with the Lords of the Alliance. They're incredibly isolated, though. Even their trade relations are remarkably limited. Doubt that'll change. The land lacks resources worth fighting over. Probably for the best, honestly. Oh, but back to my mom. She was different. An exception to the rule in Kupala. She left the mountains, was rescued by my dad, and fell madly in love with him.
Sounds like destiny. Or did his family accept?
The 1 million bullion question. Of course not, he's a noble. She isn't. Acceptance was never in the cards. My birth helped matters, but only a little. House Albrecht just wasn't where she belonged. My dad was in a tough spot. He was obligated to marry a fellow noble and produce a fitting heir. Nobody'd want to live out their days where they're utterly unwelcome. So my mom returned to Kupala. Then it happened. I was enrolled in the Officers' Academy at Garreg Mach, and everything changed. During my enrollment examination, they discovered that I bear the major crest of Chevalier. My dad decided to resist his family's wishes and make me the head of the house after I graduated. Thing is, the truth of my special crest was kept a secret by decree of the church. He couldn't tell anyone about my prized bloodline, so I was forced to step down as the legitimate heir.
Huh. I mean, because it's one of the lost crests, but...
It was for the best. My crest was inherited from mountain folk who prefer to keep to themselves. Imagine what would happen to Kupala if it got out. We both know it would destroy their way of life.
Okay, so Kupala, and I guess you could say the same with Happy. Happy said her people were in a really isolated village, too. Where I guess the crest blood still isn't completely extinct. People do anything for a rare crest, oh yes.
Too true. I'm guessing the church thought my crest would cause trouble in Fódlan. But don't get me wrong. No matter what life's thrown at me, I'm no victim. Like I've said, I prefer it this way. I've got to be free. Even if things were different, I'd still choose this life. But I can't let my mother and her people pay the price for keeping peace in Fódlan. Wouldn't be right. All I can do is make a name for myself in battle and secure enough power to protect them. Failure isn't an option.
Alright, respect. Good shit. And then we have A with Constance. Happy's A still needs some time. It's ready whenever, but, you know. Let's see. Constance A.
Another failure!
Oh yeah, we're doing some sort of experiment. I forgot. I was like, what's happening?
How? Was there an error in my calculations? I had precious few materials as things stood. Where will I get more once these run out?
Sorry?
Oh, don't act so rueful. You carried out my directions faithfully. Neither the credit nor the blame ought to be yours. My grand achievement is further away than I had hoped. House Nouvelle's future seems so dim.
Keep trying, you'll get it.
You're correct, of course. I mustn't be discouraged. It is hard to maintain one's patience after 5 years. But in the greater context of the history of House Nouvelle, 5 years is barely worth counting.
That's the spirit.
I have been in a low place indeed to require so much reassurance. And for your reassurance, I am truly grateful. You have spurred me to continue my research. You've been useful to me in many ways, in fact. Research assistant, confidant, test subject. All of this is preparing you well for your greater role to come.
Which is...
My personal attendant. There are few as naturally servile as you in all of Fódlan. When House Nouvelle is at long last restored, we simply must find the proper position for you. Granted, this will be difficult, perhaps even impossible to accept, given your current status. But I rarely let the impossible stop me. I shall see it all done. The restoration of my house, installing you as my servant, and more. Are you ready for the next steps?
I'm glad you perked up.
Oh, come now. My sulk ended minutes ago. Do keep up. But on the rare occasion that I find myself at a loss, I grant you permission to lift my spirits.
I see.
I don't know that I care for the hint of resignation in your tone, but no matter. I expect you to do your all for the sake of my house nonetheless.
Okay, that was a weird one. I was wondering how it was gonna end. Didn't expect that to end that way, but sure. We have Ferdinand and Flame C, and then B. You know what? We just did Constance. Let's go back-to-back Constance with Ferdinand B.
Hello, Constance.
Greetings, Ferdinand. My condolences on your misfortune that our paths have crossed again.
Oh boy.
Oh dear. I am not used to hearing you deprecate yourself like that. Never mind. Just listen.
If it is an audience you require, I will endeavor to meet that need.
When we last spoke, I was attempting to connect with you, to listen and show you some empathy. But I was so clumsy with my words that I came across as callous and conceited. I hurt you. I know.
The notion that a noble of House Ire could display arrogance is difficult to credit. That you even deign to speak to me is a testament to your humility. As grateful as I am for the honor, it would be best for us both if I take my leave.
No, please, hear me out. Though your words chafed, I see now that they were perceptive. I was being arrogant. I tend to overcompensate. Perhaps I make a fool of myself, bragging about my superiority to Edelgard. Now, with my father's fall from grace, I have been dropped to my knees, utterly humbled. My house is in shambles. I have nothing. I do not even know my father's whereabouts.
I have heard and grieved for your predicament, but you must know that it is no reflection on your sterling quality, Ferdinand. Even in the face of such adversity, you never strayed from the correct path.
If this was the right path, the wrong path hardly bears thinking about. Still, your kindness has eased my worries a bit.
A wise noble once said that life is a series of peaks and valleys, but I have struggled to find the peaks. I was once pushed to the nadir of a valley, and have spent my days confined there ever since. There is little chance that I will ever return to the heights I once knew, but it will not be for lack of trying.
Your persistence is admirable.
You are too gracious. I see the highest of peaks on your own road. The way is steep, but not long. You will reach it yet. And if my words might reach the ears of a man who has attained such heights, perhaps one who has reached his summit might pull a climber up behind him? Such is my heart's desire.
unspeakable though it may be.
Okay. I'm hoping the A is with her not outside. But we also have Ferdinand and Flansy, another one you've yet to even start.
What is that lovely smell? It seems to be coming from the training area. What could it be?
You have met your match, Rust. Ah, so stubborn.
Good day to you, Ferdinand. You smell amazing. That is you I am smelling, is it not?
Ah, Flane, hello. Are you referring to the smell of this oil?
Aha! Yes, that is the smell, all right.
I am simply doing some armor maintenance. A little oil keeps the rust at bay, ensuring that the armor moves smoothly, without any hitches.
I see. I thought maybe you were doing some cooking. You smell a bit like food. But I suppose that is the oil tricking my nose.
Okay.
I would not cook in the training area. Are you hungry by chance?
Not really, no. But is that oil not also used for cooking? For things like frying meat or drizzling over a nice crisp salad? Things of that nature? Were I to coat my armor in oil that smells of food, I would be distracted by hunger at all times.
I doubt that amidst actual fighting, the smell would still make you hungry. We are always dancing with death on the battlefield. When your focus wavers, your life is forfeit.
So, like, I know it can you use, like, olive oil for weaponry and steel? Because I know, like, you need to oil things, you know, oil your weapons and stuff, but I just assumed it was a different oil and not olive oil.
I suppose you're right. And actually, all of this talk of delicious oil has made me hungry.
In that case, I will accompany you to the dining hall. I will be finished in a couple of minutes.
I must apologize, Ferdinand, but I cannot wait even a moment for you. I am famished. I shall be in the dining hall, getting my fill of fried goodies.
Well, that was quick. I will admit, now that she has mentioned it, it is a rather appetizing smell.
Okay. Huh. Well, moving on, we have Linhardt and Catherine. Starting that one. Should be an interesting duo.
Catherine, Thunderbrand, I'm here to see it.
Well, that came out of the blue.
I wish for you to show me Thunderbrand so I may better understand the relic before I attempt to use it.
What?
You want to use Thunderbrand. Is this a joke?
By no means. My research demands this next step.
Have you paid any attention to your training? If you use a hero's relic that doesn't match your crest, you'll become a demonic beast.
It is true that those lacking a crest are easily... I am well aware of what became of Miquelon Gautier. It is true that those lacking a crest are easily turned into demonic beasts when attempting to use any relic. However, research indicates that if you have a crest, even if the relic is not compatible, it's less likely that you will be transformed against your will.
Less likely doesn't mean impossible. I won't let you take such a dangerous gamble.
There's no recorded example of a transformation occurring after a single use of a relic. One attempt is barely a gamble. So, as a man of science, let me use it just once.
Nope, never.
Let's say you're right and I do become a demonic beast. What of it? I'm the only one who will be inconvenienced. And I've already made preparations to be subdued should that occur. I fail to see your problem.
You're a fool. Don't talk about the hero's relics like they're toys to play with.
Fine then, forget I asked. There is no persuading you when you're angry. Let us resume this conversation another time.
If you come back another time, you'll find my position hasn't changed.
What? Okay. Good old Linhardt. Linhardt Happy A. This one has been really good so far. I'm excited to see how it finishes up.
This path isn't the right way either. Why do epic quests always involve a lot of legwork?
Well, Abyss is a big place. Maybe it's time to start on your next epic quest. Giving up and going home. People are dying up there after all. We don't have time for this sort of thing.
What sort of thing? You? I'd say you're way more important than the pursuit of war. More interesting, too.
Yeah, I'm the next big thing in Christology. How flattering. You gotta stop saying things like that or someone might get the wrong idea. Lucky for you, I'm used to your weirdness by now.
I'm sorry my sincerity rubbed you the wrong way. I meant what I said, but that's fine. Now, back to your ability. I've discovered that this power can be attributed to your blood. The magic originates from your crest. There have been leaps and bounds in research on summoning magic focused on an arbitrary target. The only remaining problems are perception and distance, though it could be argued that—
Blah, blah, big words, blah. I don't even get what you're saying.
You don't have to understand it to appreciate its implications. Here's the connection. Once we understand your power, it's essential that we have a theoretical grasp on how to control it.
All right, I'll do my best.
That isn't as scientific as what I had in mind.
I'll probably need your help wrapping my head around the theoretical stuff. You up for that? No pressure. Well, people might die if you say no, so some pressure, I guess.
Huh? Why me? I guess it can't be helped. I suppose foisting this task on Professor Hanneman would be a waste of my precious efforts. This isn't what I had in mind, but I guess I'm the only man for the job, come to think of it.
Sounds great. Hey, if you're tired, there's no shame in calling it a day and heading back to the surface.
It's more walking than I expected. I've lost sleep over this. But you're way more important than a— Oh, right. You don't like me when I'm sincere. Well, let's get on with the adventure then. We'll check out that hidden passage next. We've got to find that book that Timotheus is said to have left behind. Come along.
Fine. But what if we don't find the book, and you can't figure out a way to solve this?
I've come this far. Now I've got to see it through to the end. How will I ever nap in peace otherwise?
Sounds like we might be stuck together for a while.
Okay, so it's a very open-ended ending to their support. But I kind of like it. It's the dedication to help her control her power. Her, like, monster summoning power. We have Caspar and Catherine C, which I was surprised we didn't get. Maybe we started at one point, but we definitely never finished it in the Blue Lions run. But let's go through it.
Not this time.
How about this?
Too slow.
You're mine now!
Not quite.
Why can't I do it?
What's wrong, Caspar? Worn out already? You said you wanted to keep going until you managed to hit me.
Oh, I'm gonna hit you. Just let me catch my breath. Losing to you over and over again is exhausting.
That's because you rely on sheer power. You're moving around more than you have to, and it's a waste of energy. You need to start using your head, or you'll never even land a blow.
Well, you were taking some pretty big swings yourself, you know.
I have more experience than you. I can use my energy more efficiently.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. You are the famous Thunder Catherine, after all. Wait, I just realized something. I get to train with the legendary wielder of Thunderbrand.
Why is that just occurring to you?
I guess it didn't really sink in until now. I'm training with someone I've always looked up to. You're a legend. Everyone knew about the power of Thunderbrand, even in the Empire.
Stop. I'm not nearly that impressive.
But you are. When I was younger, my friends and I would fight over who got to pretend to use Thunderbrand whenever we would play.
If they actually saw me fighting, I doubt that game would be very popular. I will cut down anyone, even a child, for the sake of my mission. On the battlefield, there is no Thunder Catherine. Only a bloodied soldier crawling in the mud, hacking desperately at her enemies.
Sure, but
I'm not a hero. I fight only for Lady Rhea and the Goddess. What about me is admirable, Is it my deeds? Or my blade?
Well, damn. Alright. Shutting Caspar down real quick there. But Shamir and Caspar B.
Caspar, how have you been?
Oh, Shamir. I've been normal. Yep, totally normal.
What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong. Everything's normal.
Then you should try to act like it. If something is bothering you, say it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm disappointed, Caspar.
What?
I thought you were the type to always speak your mind.
All right, fine. You got me. Truth is that I heard something about you. I heard you fought in the battle between the Empire and Dagda.
Yes. And?
And I heard that you maybe lost someone important in that battle.
Perhaps. What's your point?
No point. Not trying to make a point. I just didn't know you were involved in all that. I was hoping we could be friends, but you fought against the Empire. You obviously have every reason to hate them, so I'm sure you don't want me around.
What does my past have to do with you?
My father was responsible for a lot of what happened to the Dagdans.
Are you responsible for your father's actions?
Well, no, but kinda. I know I wasn't there, but I gotta...
Bring them back.
Huh?
If you're responsible, then bring back the lives that were lost. If you can't, then spare me your pity.
But...
Yesterday's enemy is today's ally. You have to abandon old feuds. Only then can you face me as a friend.
Okay, so this one's gonna be similar to the Petra support, it seems. Alright. Well, we have 3 with Bernadette. Maybe we'll just do, like, all the units down to Hilda? I don't know how long we've been going already. But let's get these knocked out. We have Seteth. There's CNC Plus, interesting. And then the Yuri A. And of course, Aloise.
Oh, is that Seteth? Wow, he looks really deep in thought. I wonder what he's writing. A secret diary, maybe?
That phrase doesn't quite work, does it? Let's see about an alternative.
Too uncertain for a diary. Maybe it's a letter. Or a poem.
No, that's bound to introduce misunderstanding. Precision is the key.
It must be really important if he's putting that much thought into every word.
But I mustn't overcomplicate things either. Parting words ought to be precise.
Parting? It's a farewell letter? Is he writing his resignation? Seteth can be a little scary sometimes, but I hope he doesn't leave. It'd be sad to see him go. He shouldn't make such rash decisions. If he's unhappy about something, he should tell someone.
Come now. Do you really think I would resign?
Oh, and she's gonna scream. I was about to say, is this actually a Bernadetta support that's tolerable? Never mind. I'm sure I'm about to eat those words.
You heard all that?
If you don't wish to be heard talking to yourself, then you should not speak so loudly. I'm sorry to hear that you find me intimidating.
I'm sorry! I won't disturb you ever again!
Wait, Bernadetta! Typical behavior for the girl. Most concerning. Can she really go through life this way?
Okay. We'll see how that one turns out. I mean, we haven't seen... I think Seteth and Aloise are the 2 we've seen the least of. So I'm really looking forward to the Seteth one, especially after...
I must drop off these papers with Bernadetta. I'm not sure how to go about this.
Especially after we saw the Ingrid support with Seteth in Blue Lines. That was a really good one. So, we shall see.
She's as timid as a mouse, and that's when speaking to people her own age. She'll likely scream the second she sees me. Maybe this is a mistake. All that noise is going to frighten the other students.
Hi. Can I help you?
Ah, hello. I have some business with Bernadetta. I wasn't sure how to approach her.
I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, but okay. What business do you have with Bernie?
I was supposed to deliver this, you see. Perhaps you can take it off my hands?
Right. Thanks for taking the time.
No trouble at all. Here it is.
Thanks. I'm going to head in now, if that's okay.
Whew, that's quite a relief.
Aloise. What?
How kind of Bernadetta's friend, making that delivery for me. Wait a second.
Fucking hell.
That was Bernadetta. But it couldn't have been. She spoke so normally. She didn't act frightened at all. In fact, she was quite friendly. Ouch! Oh, yes, it still hurts when I pinch my cheek, so I'm not dreaming. I'm glad the ordeal's done with, but now I feel terribly confused and a little worried. Meek little Bernadetta, what have they done to you?
What? Huh. Alright. Well, the final support with Yuri and Bernadetta.
Frigid ocean waters. I can feel them already.
Calm, calm. Just listen to me for a moment. There's something I need to tell you. The reason I worked for House Farley, Bernadetta, was to kill you.
Ha! I knew it. I always knew you were out to kill me. Sink me into the deep, dark, freezing depths. Hold on. House Farley? But why?
As you well know, theirs is one of the 6 great noble houses, the true rulers of the Empire. And you're the heir, with a crest. There were tons of people who wanted you wiped out. Like people who want to eradicate House Farley. Or a relative who wants the glory for themselves. That particular breed of treacherous nobility is the kind that'd hire a kid to do their dirty work. The first thing that kid would do, get close to the target by befriending her. Find an in through, say, an assistant gig.
This kid you're mentioning sounds real. That was you, wasn't it?
Yours truly. My biggest mistake? Getting to know you. I crept into your room one night and readied my blade. The whole thing had been a breeze, up until that moment. I couldn't bring myself to do it. While I hovered there, hesitating, your father came in. You know the rest.
Why are you telling me all this? I'm so confused.
Because I want you to look at it objectively. I was hired to kill you. Your father protected you from me. A filthy assassin. He was looking out for you. You're lucky to have a father who cares for you enough to do that.
Father protected me? He protected me.
Yeah, why would I lie? At this point, I figure it's you who hates me, and not the other way around.
I don't hate you, Yuri. But I mean, I do feel weird. But I don't know how to feel. Can't we just be friends? Like back then?
You want to be friends? With me?
The reason you couldn't kill me was because we were friends, right?
Well...
You were my first friend. My very first friend. The first person who played with me. The first person who went on adventures with me. The first...
And you were the first friend I had to baby that much.
What do you mean? Well, even so, you were the first friend who cared for me.
The whole thing was probably a sham anyway. Though you know, even if it was, I did have a lot of fun with you.
I knew it!
Well, that was an abrupt end, but that gives some interesting, a very different view. Well, kind of. So Bernadetta's dad was painted as this despicable monster, but then it was patched out and made to be not as despicable, like the whole tied to a chair. I think, what was the original line? Tied to a chair to be a good wife or something? Or, I don't know. But they censored it in an update. And I don't remember the exact dialogue before and after. But this, you know, then you learn that he beat up her childhood friend almost to death. And he's like, wow, sounds like an asshole. But then you hear why. And it's, I don't know. There's mixed feelings. I mean, one way or another, had Yuri succeeded, I wouldn't hate anyone in this game. But moving on. We have Dorothea and Hanneman, eh?
Dorothea, my dear, you must be tired from the extended fighting. May I get you anything?
Thank you, Professor Hanneman, but I'm fine.
You don't appear fine. Make sure not to overexert yourself. The war is not yours alone to fight. You have friends to rely on. We are here for you, always.
Thank you, but I really am fine. It's nice to know you're always thinking of me, though.
Well, of course. You're like a...
Like a what?
Nothing. You're a very good friend. That's all. And once the war is over, I want to be sure you have a pleasant life.
Is that so? It sounds like you're getting a little ahead of yourself, planning for the end of the war.
Ahead of myself? No, I don't think so.
Oh? You sounded like you were building up the courage to give me something. Something, small and round and ring-shaped?
A ring, you mean? Well,
Oh, no. Am I wrong? I'm so embarrassed. I misunderstood.
Oh my! That's what you were thinking. I've misled you. I see now I phrased things just all wrong. I had no other intentions, I swear. I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
I could forgive you, if you proposed properly.
Or not at all. You know.
You got me excited, you know?
She's like 60. And you're like 22 or something.
But I haven't.
It's okay. I'm just teasing. Don't look so scared.
Teasing? Ah. Well, of course.
It's nice just to know you care about me. Maybe we should talk more about the future in the future. How's that sound?
Why, it sounds lovely. Quite lovely.
The B and C of that were really, really good. And that was just uncomfortable. Because it seemed like... So the B support, Hanneman, you guys reminded me, it ended on him remembering something, and I was curious as to what that memory was. And we learned with the support with Edelgard that he was talking about his sister. Which, yeah, it was some dark, fucked up shit. So here, it almost seemed like he was going to say you're like a daughter or sister, something familial and not romantic, and then it just like had this weird spin. Okay. Anyways, Dorothea and Yuri.
All right, Yurikins. Isn't it about time you let go of this grudge?
Oh, the singing support.
I'm sorry I dragged you out onto the stage, but I can't believe you're still holding it against me.
I bear no grudge.
Then why do you get this stony look and face the other way anytime you catch a glimpse of me?
Oh, Ladybird. Truth be told, when I see you, it reminds me of my own self-loathing, of my past.
Huh. I didn't know you were carrying something like that.
You rose up from your hardships and became the lead singer for a prestigious opera, all on your own, while I made my way through the world by licking the boots of wretched nobles, watching you on stage from the sidelines. It wasn't until recently that I felt a real sense of accomplishment in my life. But recalling that first pivotal moment when I saw you on stage, you were brilliant. You shone like nothing I'd ever seen. Whenever I see you, Ladybird, I'm reminded of that moment. And in that moment, I had never felt so filthy and unlovable in all my life.
That's why you don't like singing? There's got to be more to it than that.
Back then, the Imperial capital was swarming with disgusting nobles. All of them vying for your attention, for the love of the Dorothea. Many were willing to compromise with an inferior substitute. If they couldn't have you, perhaps someone else was capable of singing just as sweetly.
You do what you must to chase your dreams. You say it left you filthy and unlovable, but my life didn't leave me unscathed either. There's not much love left in what I do. There was once, of course. As a child, I lived for singing. No matter how hard times got, I always had that. I counted myself so lucky to have met Manuela and joined the opera, but the more I sang for a living, the less certain I was that I loved it anymore.
You're a tricky one to assess. I can't tell if you're too wise or too naive for your own good. Whether or not your heart's in it now, you certainly didn't appear to hate it back then. I'd never seen you beam so brightly, as you did when you helped me train for the performance.
You might be onto something. I felt genuinely happy in that moment.
You just lost your spark for singing. Nothing more. It's how I feel about it in a way. How about this? Why not join an opera that doesn't have dealings with nobles?
That's a great idea, actually. We'll start something new together, you and me.
I don't know about all that now.
The world is full of people who fell through the cracks just like us. We'll take them in whenever we can and aim to become Fódlan's premier opera company. I can't remember the last time I was this fired up. Though we'll have to table it until after the war.
Huh. Our own one-of-a-kind traveling opera. You know, that does sound fairly thrilling. I've no doubts it could help deepen our pockets.
Leave it to you to take all the romance out of it. But I know you're an idealist deep down.
Takes one to know one. I must say, I do enjoy seeing your mischievous side at work.
I'll take that as a compliment. I could say the same for you, too. It's exactly why I'm comfortable sharing this stream with you.
That was really, really good. So that one comment by Yuri, the substitute, finding, you know, couldn't have Dorothea, so they found a substitute. And that, oh, that has so many connotations to it. God damn. But Petra and Shamir, I'm pretty sure we've seen that one.
Shamir, you are training away from the ground of training.
Ah, Petra. Well, it looks like it might rain.
I have understanding. Rain training can cause unhealthiness. Can I give you a question now?
Sure.
You come from Dagda, I think. Why are you working at the monastery?
You can tell I'm from Dagda? Oh, I suppose Bridget is our neighbor. As for why I work here, that's simple. I work to live. I also have an interest in seeing what happens to your professor. I don't plan to return to Dagda anytime soon.
But Fódlan is an enemy for you, right? Are you feeling okay about that?
The only ones I've fought in person are the Imperial Army. I carry no ill will toward anyone else.
I have gratitude for your answering. You have given me understanding.
How about you? Do you hate them? The Empire is your father's enemy, no? And it's Dagda's fault that Bridget got pulled into the war at all. So, do you hate Dagda? Or do you see that as none of your concern?
The fault is not of Dagda. My father made his own choice to be joining the war. I cannot say I have no hatred for the Empire, but I do not have any for Edelgard. When I came here, she was always helping me.
Makes sense. You can hate a country without hating its people.
You speak with such honesty. It is very amazing.
I'm not that special. I just don't let emotions get in my way.
I don't know if we have seen that one, actually. I was trying to remember, but nope. And it stops at B, so might as well. Even if we have. Lysithea and Balthus A. Oh, this one was really good. I'm excited.
Little Lysithea. These ears miss nothing, you know.
What are you on about this time?
Is it true that Count Ordelia plans to relinquish his title eventually?
Yes, but why are you asking?
I approve, that's all. Throwing off the shackles of nobility to live freely, it's a beautiful thing.
I would ask that you refrain from painting them with the same brushstrokes that you so liberally paint yourself with. My mother and father will carry on with all the associated duties befitting of nobles. Only after that will they retire.
Got it. And that's completely different from someone like me who tapped out of the nobility game, right? Your parents are exemplary nobles, that's for sure. I respect that you support them as much as you do.
Would you just stop? You're embarrassing me.
Can't be helped. Meant every word. If anyone should have red cheeks, it's me, given the choices I've made.
I'm sure you had your reasons.
Of course. Still, it is a bit cowardly of me not to stand up to my family a bit more. Honestly, it's since getting to know you that I've started thinking along those lines. One day soon I'll return to that house. My reception will be chilly at best. Still, it must be done. My house is full of lowlifes. But it also has my little bro who took over when I left. He's good people, even with the difficulties in Leicester. Our house is still going strong. That's his doing. That's why I've decided that it's time to talk to him about what can be done to help Count Ordelia.
Repaying your perceived debt would be nice, sure. But it sounds like you intend to foist your responsibility onto your little brother.
Ah, but the two aren't related. This is just the right thing to do. I'm still pondering how best to fulfill my vow.
Uh-huh.
Well, you don't believe me, do you, little lady?
Just what exactly are you planning on in terms of this repayment?
After your family relinquishes their noble titles, I'll support them so that you can all live in peace.
Even though you're a lowlife?
That may be true, and it is, but consider this. I've seen life from both sides, as a noble and a vagabond. When their situation changes, they'll face new challenges. I'm the perfect guy to help them through.
You're irresponsible and unreliable. But clearly, you're not a bad person, and your support would be most appreciated. Just so you're aware, however, we have no means with which to pay you. So, are you sure you're still willing to follow through with this?
I wasn't planning on doing this for a payout, but if you really insisted on a thank you gift, well, you could always accept me into your family. Then paying me wouldn't be a consideration.
Excuse me? Just what are you insinuating?
Don't think too hard about it just yet. I still have lots of debts to pay and affairs to settle. In the meantime, let's just stick close together. Yeah?
Okay. Oh, okay, that was an extra long fade out compared to others. But Hilda and Balthus, excited to see this one.
Hilda, be a dear and spot me some gold, will ya?
Slow down, Balti. You can't be asking for money without so much as a hello. You're kidding, right?
Kidding, yeah. Thing is, I was deadly serious. I don't joke about matters of gold.
Your request is denied. You didn't used to be like this, you know.
I get the feeling you don't mean anything good by that. But come on, I'm the same as I ever was.
No, you used to be dependable. Like that time in the woods near Fódlan's throat. You remember?
Thinking. Are you sure that was me?
Yes. I had told Holst I wanted to go on a walk in the forest.
Holst never could tell you no.
Few can. Anyway, when the three of us got there, a horde of monsters appeared. I started wailing.
Then what happened?
My brother started hitting one of the beasts with a wooden sword. You hoisted me over your shoulder. Holst told you to get me to safety even if it killed you. So you ran the whole way from the forest to the estate with me on your back.
Ah, I remember it now. Toughest run of my life. I was so exhausted, I threw up about a month's worth of lunches afterward.
And then you turned right around and started running back. You said, I've got to save Holst.
Good thing, too. Holst was moments from winding up in that thing's stomach. Had to slam into it, then Holst and I kept punching till the deed was done. Truly a fight to remember.
It was impressive, especially considering you were just teenagers. When you came back, you were just bruised boys in tattered clothes. But to me, you looked like heroes. And now, here you are, a scrounger who can hardly open his mouth without nagging me for money. What happened to that brave little boy who saved me from a monster?
Wow, way to shame a guy. I feel awful. But I still need gold. Can't live without it in this cruel world.
Oh, come on. We both know that when you have money, you drink or gamble it all away. But I suppose I could ask my brother to help pay off your debts, get you back on your feet.
Don't you dare speak to Holst about this. He's a close friend. I'd hate to ruin what we have by borrowing gold.
Oh, but you have no qualms about using his little sister? Figured I'd be an easy mark, is that it? Unbelievable.
That could have gone better.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah, this support was the entire reason we grabbed Hilda in the first place, so bless. We also have Hilda and Seteth C.
Oh, Seteth! Good day to you, and farewell.
Just a moment, Hilda. How are you feeling?
Sorry? Oh, fine. I'm doing just fine.
I'm glad to hear it. I had heard that you requested a substitute for your cleaning duty due to an illness.
You really do know everything, Seteth.
Just prior to that, you also asked for someone to take your place with table setting. I believe that was due to a wrist injury. It was not too serious, I hope.
Ah, you heard about that. The wrist is all healed up, thank you.
I seem to recall also that you declined to participate in a mock battle. That was due to a headache, yes?
I have a very fragile body, you see.
Oh my, what was that?
To make accommodations.
What was that cough? Jesus.
Indeed. It is a great friend who offers to help without complaint. See that you treasure such friends, and that you return the favor.
Of course. Well, then I should really be...
By the way...
Was there something else you wanted?
It so happens I am on my way to the chapel to offer my prayers. Would you care to join me?
Oh, no, I wouldn't want to intrude. I've already offered up all my prayers for the day.
Marvelous. We must always remember to give our thanks to the goddess. It is essential that we offer our prayers to her each day, that we reflect on our deeds and strive to live as she would want us to live. For the goddess sees all that we say and do.
Oh,
Now, if you will excuse me.
Of course. Goodbye now. How is Seteth so scary? It feels like he can see right through me. I guess that's his way of saying stop being lazy. I wish he'd just scold me outright. This is precisely why I try to avoid him.
Okay. Well, let's see. How many with Seteth? I feel like we should, you know what? Yeah, we'll do these 4 with Seteth, and then I think we'll stop there. We'll save the rest for another episode. So, Seteth and Hanneman.
I know you are there, Hanneman.
Well, say, are those crest documents? Ah, Seteth, have you finally decided to cooperate with my research?
Absolutely not. For 21 years I have refused your requests. I have no intention of changing my mind. But I will lend you these documents I have found, on the condition that you stop following me.
I am quite tempted by the offer, but your cooperation would be of much greater value. Your crest, the major crest of Keyhole, is so rare. As far as I am aware, Seteth, you are the only person ever confirmed to bear that particular crest. How did you come to possess it?
My answer is the same as every other time you have asked. I do not know. I was born a commoner, with no connections to any crests. There are no records of my lineage.
Oh, please. That thin explanation could never discourage me. You must understand, I will dig until I find the truth, no matter how long it takes.
You are wasting your time. I cannot give you the answers you seek. Even if you were to discover the reason why I bear the major crest of Keyhole, I doubt it would satisfy you.
That is for me alone to decide. And even if you are correct, that confirmation itself would be a valuable discovery. Such is the way of research, yes?
I I'm afraid I cannot attest to that. I'm no scholar. In any case, if you really have no need for the documents, you will not mind if I dispose of them.
Let's not do anything hasty now. I will leave you alone, for now. But I am taking these documents with me. Once I complete my research on these papers, it'll be your turn, Seth. I will learn the truth of your crest.
It is a pointless endeavor. You will learn nothing from me, no matter how much you try.
Perhaps his stubborn nature is one of the effects of his crest. Now that would be an interesting discovery. The first stage of my research will be to decipher his personality.
Okay, and that one stops at B. Huh. And Seteth and Manuela.
Manuela, a moment?
Oh, hello, Seteth. I must apologize, but I'm quite busy. Perhaps we could talk another time?
I have already confirmed that you have no urgent business. I would like to hear your explanation now.
My explanation? For what?
Allow me to be more specific. Where were you, and what were you doing last night?
Oh, my dear Seteth. You must relax that worried brow. Those forehead creases will ruin your beauty.
Just answer the question, please.
What question is that? The one you already know the answer to? Last night I had a bit of fun and a bit of drink. Less of one and more of the other, sure, but...
How much you drink is not my concern. But you are an adult who is tasked with the supervision of children. You should not be causing trouble for the students. It is unacceptable for you to expose them to your disgraceful behavior. Even more so to impose upon them the labor of cleaning up your mess.
Oh, don't oversell it. All they did was walk with me back to my room.
From what I hear, you had to be carried.
Hey, Sylvain was on the job.
I'd like to think I'd remember that. If it happened, and it probably didn't, it's not as if I'm heavy. Nobody hurt themselves. Did they? Come on, Seteth. Loosen up. If you're so worried about how I'll behave, why don't you join me for a drink sometime? I mean, I only get in trouble when I drink alone.
If it will help to improve your behavior, I would not object to accompanying you from now on.
Well, that sounds just delicious. What are you doing tonight, around...
But first I will lecture you on all of the intricacies of proper behavior in the supervision of children. And until I am done, you will not drink a drop of alcohol. If you agree to those conditions, I will join you. I will even drink with you. Alcohol has little effect on me.
That is just... You know, getting lectured by you is... Well, I think the word is torture. Yes, that's it. Torture. And I won't have it. I'm going to go get a drink and try to forget this ever happened.
How is it that you imagine yourself the tortured one?
Oh, incredible. That one seems like it should be a pretty decent one to go through. And then we have Seteth and Catherine.
How are you, Catherine? You look well enough.
Oh, yes, I'm fine. Never better.
That is good. I cannot help but be concerned, given your tendency toward incautious behavior. While boldness can be a virtue, I do hope you will bear in mind that recklessness is not. A moment's negligence can lead to a mortal wound for even the most skilled fighter.
You worry too much. If they saw me in action, the wounds themselves would cower.
That is precisely the attitude that worries me, especially given your history. You have been gravely injured before, as you no doubt recall.
Me? Gravely injured? When did that happen?
What, isn't that why you're indebted to Rhea?
You mean you have forgotten? It was during your days as a student at the Officers' Academy. There was an excursion, a monster hunt. You charged ahead and left your fellow students behind. You ended up alone and surrounded. You almost died. Do you truly not remember?
Are you sure? All I remember is cutting down monsters left and right.
That is true enough, but you nearly bled to death in the aftermath. The Archbishop was so concerned for your life that she tended your wounds personally.
Oh, that was when that happened. Finally! It all fits together. Lady Rhea looking after me. Now that I remember clearly. That was the first time she ever spoke to me. I was lying on the ground, caked in mud, and she gently picked me up, even stroked my hair. The emotions were so overpowering that they must have just cleared away my memory of the whole incident. So it was during the monster hunt. Thanks, Sedith. That's been bothering me for ages.
That is not quite why I brought it up.
Come to think of it, Lady Rhea hasn't healed me since then. We've got to find Lady Rhea, and then maybe someday she'll honor me like that again.
Catherine's like, maybe I should go get my ass beat and get healed by Rhea again. Okay. Well, the final one we have with Seteth is the serum in Seteth's start.
Hey, Sedith. I got a delivery for you.
Thank you, Cyril. Would you mind waiting just a moment for me to confirm the contents?
Sure thing.
All seems to be accounted for. I lack the time to handle tasks of this kind myself. I appreciate you making the effort. Is there anything I can assist you with? Do you have any concerns?
Concerns? Nah, I'm happy just working for Lady Rhea. I got a way better life now than I ever did before.
If your better life is this frugal, I have to wonder what your previous experience was like. It must not have been easy before you came to us. But you should know that is in the past now. You are young, you should be enjoying life. Do not allow your past to overshadow that. Is there nothing you desire? We will support you in any way we can.
Really, there's nothing. Except... Nah, it's okay.
Except?
I don't got anywhere else to go, and I just want to be able to stay here forever. This place Lady Rhea gave me, it's the only place I know to call home.
I will keep that in mind.
Well, I got work to do. Excuse me.
Of course. I apologize for delaying you.
Seteth, especially seeing these start and then seeing the one with Ingrid through, is very much like the campus dad, but everyone is more intimidated than they are, or they're so intimidated by him and like avoid him, they don't really know how much he actually cares. Why is on with Flame? Shadakira, Flame Manuela B. Okay. Well, we will save the rest, or I'll either like add them to next episode or something, or the next monastery, one of the two. We have a lot still packed up, especially, I mean, we got some with Yuri. There's still a decent chunk left. But there we go. The time skip has we've finally gotten things started, and our units are finally looking up. I mean, I say finally looking up. Our new units are starting to look up, rather. Get them in fighting bit, and should be good. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye.